And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Whiskerwood. We got a rainy, heavy rain fall here in year 4. We got the smuggler coming in tomorrow. A pirate blockade, a supply ship, and a whisker ship. Down to 17 plank row houses and 13 plank block houses to upgrade. As well as slowly working our way up the tech tree. We're 31% of the way through Research Tier 2. Oh, which indicates planks, copper bars, and bronze bars. Okay. The mining camp over there. Need some more direction. A little worrying that I didn't see very much zinc in there, so we might be running out of zinc in that mine. Oh, you need to be an apprentice one for that. Which we can train up, so let's start working on that. Another camp that's idle. This is the forger camp. At this point, I don't think we got any good forge locations, so we're actually gonna fire you and disassemble that building. The era of forging is coming to an end. When we expand to more islands, there'll be a little more forge. I'll probably start forging when we say go to this island. But this island's mostly just more iron and potash, I think. Logs, of course, more trees. More farming area, so we'll probably try to grow like wheat or something over there. Right now we're running everyone off of fish, because seafront is abundant and farmland is not. I suppose let's actually... Can I demolish this? Yeah. Day 106 has ended. We don't... Well, you actually would have got a decent amount of approval, but we were actually pretty close to camp. There we go. That'll make a good place for a warehouse, I think. Yeah, let's shove a medium warehouse in there. Here's the pirate blockade. We can pay them off with gold, or what we're going to pay them off with is actually probably machinery. Probably pay them off machinery. Here we go. And 1 cloak. Here's the smuggler. Do the rest of the woven cloaks. Most of the rope. Some of the tailored cloaks. 200 fuel. 250 fuel, let's say. Let's go with that. Another 10 bars of gold bullion. And then we get the Whisker ship coming in. Got a gifted teacher. Although, wouldn't probably be using him as a teacher. That wouldn't be bad. It's only 2, although we don't necessarily need a bunch of workers right now, so that's fine. We'll take you and you. And refuse the rest. Supply ship. 3 days out for the Whisker ship, so let's put the trinkets back in. Again, we're going to go for the middle one. Not worth the extra 2,000 to jump in this case up to the next tier. Or at least not by my needs. Your game it may be, my games it's not. Oh, that reminds me, we tore out some of the stuff down here, so we actually have space down there. So as if I change up how we're doing the storage here, we'd have space there. What's in this storage? Wood and empty. Okay, we'll delete those as well. Do we need that much housing? No. Very much not. Yeah, I can sneak a plank abode under there as well. Although, at the moment I don't actually have a way over to that hex without putting a staircase in, so let's not sneak a... Oh, actually, no, it would be around and under. That would kind of work. Although we'd probably then want to put the house that way around. Yeah. And this would actually generate us some logs because it would be providing more support to the building above it. You know, sure, let's do that. That'll be far more housing than we need in an area where we would have way too much housing, but that's fine. Tax collector arrives. And we definitely have more than enough to pay him. We have more than enough to pay him in gold bullion, so... much less the goods we are making specifically for export. So it's technically that's what the gold bullion is as well, but... And then let's go around. You haven't built, so I can't upgrade you yet. Work on the plank of our houses then. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get the heating, the steam heating system going in time for this upcoming winter. So we're working towards that so that we've got that as an option. I suppose that'll be an option for the 5th winter. I'll probably have time to get the plumbing up for steam heating. Just noticing a couple more Twitch chats. Team Marie, welcome back, Will. How are you finding the mining interface? The view, it seems a bit strange for me, coming from a viewer and not someone who is playing it. The mining interface is okay. It can sometimes be a little bit hard to find if you're mining what you want to mine, resource-wise, not in necessarily doing the mining interface. I have a little bit of experience with Dwarf Fortress, so that sort of three-dimensional view is not too bad. And the other comment is, love the slides that the mice use to deliver the cargo. Yeah, we got slides that the mice use to deliver the cargo. And then over here we've got the slides that the mice themselves ride down out of the apartment complex to get down off the 2nd and 3rd story of the apartment complex, which are both pretty cute. Tax collector here, so we're going to sell, obviously, the trinkets, because that's a pure export, nothing we use locally. I've actually got way more than we need, okay. I might actually go for this extra tier just because we're so close to it. I'm just getting rid of stuff I don't need. Sell some of the flax, okay. There we go. A large shipment here. Supply ship. And yeah, I think we're gonna go for this one. The jump here is really just to pick up like fine tea, exchange for hardtack, and I'd actually rather have the hardtack about the fine tea right now. We get an extra choice. And I'm gonna take the reroll here. Not, well, 50 machinery is really tempting, but I think we can take the reroll. Tea, soap, medicine. Ration meals is tempting. That's 80, that's actually quite a bit. You know, we'll go with that. Ration meals and the cut stone so I can do some upgraded housing. Should probably put a limit on how much copper we have sitting around at any copper bars sitting around at any point. Because we don't get, there's no way to export it as far as I'm aware. Same thing with the bronze. Steel and iron as well. Thread, we don't have any surplus. At some point we should actually probably turn the production up. We have no surplus thread. Set the limit there on 100. Ropes we export. Fabric's another one where we'll set the limit to 100 because it's an intermediate. Clothing we export. Scissors are oversupplied, so those are off. The fishing nets are oversupplied, so those are off. Yeah, I think that's fine for production limits. Twitch out saying, yeah, as a viewer, I did find the Dwarf Fortress interface confusing. Not entirely sure what a better interface would be, though, since it allows us to go down multiple levels. I guess, alternatively, you could switch to a side view, like it switches to a view like to Rennet Farm, but then you lose the one direction, so I'm not so sure. Yeah, this one, probably the weird oddity, right, is you get, so this is sort of slice mode is what it calls it. You can control up and down in the slice mode. So if you're used to Dwarf Fortress, the slice mode's not too bad. It gets a little fiddly if I click on the mine here, do the mining tool. Like, this color interface isn't super good because it's just highlighting the ores, it's not color sorting them, so it's hard to tell which ore is which. But that's the only problem I have with the mining. And then, I suppose, just like Dwarf Fortress, if you're... This is probably something you're not necessarily getting when you're watching it, but I get when I'm playing it, is once you're in Slice View, is which hotkeys up or down. Sometimes I get them backwards. If you ever see me, like, scrolling down, which is V is the lower slice, it says here, obviously, and F is up. If I'm going the wrong way, that's because I forgot which hotkey is which, and I'm doing the wrong direction. I think in Dwarf Fortress, I think it's the middle mouse button, and it's either the old, when it was ASCII, it was like Shift or Control, arrow key or something like that. Oh, and I need, because we're gonna have Whiskers coming in a couple days. Tomorrow. If I'm getting into that enough for, I can probably just turn off tonight. Yeah, and Twitch chat saying, liking how they, you can see in the modes what the hotkeys are. So in this case, it's showing us what the hotkeys are for up and down. I suppose Shift Scroll is also works that way. And then exit is leave. It's the same hotkey actually, enter the view. So once you learn that it's that key to go in and out, you can flip back in and out pretty easily. Mine tool. Oh, and the mine tool tells you those buttons as well, because obviously when you're in the mine tool, you're going to be one in the slice mode pretty often. And then it's a pretty similar looking tool for the farm tool. Even though usually on the farm tool you're on the surface. So you can see the mushrooms don't grow on the surface. That's fair. And we do have decent growth areas for wheat that we're not growing. Flax. We're growing some flax over here. And then we're mostly growing cotton. And then we got a little tree plantation over here. And someone will probably put another tree plantation in. And I think I've turned... no, I only deleted one of the gatherables. The other one must still be going. Gatherables, you don't set areas. It's just a circle around the gathering hut. You can tell it to prioritize particular gatherables. I suppose that's the same thing with the woodcutter, right? Prioritize chopping particular bits of trees. Oh, let's swap you also over to bronze. Got an idle camp. One of our woodcutters is idle. See if I can find the woodcutter. Here's the woodcutter. Okay, so we got a couple different approaches to how to get this one not idle. Mostly it's going to be staircases. Oh, actually, thinking about it, that's going to be a good place to put a path. So as I cut those trees down, then I get access to these ones over here. Okay. what I'm thinking about. Let's get up some more for this mine. A little bit of copper there. Cut horizontally to get the copper over there. And then some copper over there. And take it down another layer. Some copper down there. A little concerning that I had set this mine up to do tin, and we're not finding any more tin in the mine, but we know there's some surface tin over there. So if I start getting complaints from the bronze maker that we're out of tin, I'll have to... Well, I can move the mine, or I can bring another miner over. Oh, and it is also showing hotkeys for things over here that I don't use very often. Like, you've got bulldoze mode. We've got pollution tool if you want to see where the pollution is, or how bad the pollution is. It's the middle of the night. Most of my pollution right now is being made during the day, so pollution is not too bad during the night. Well, you can see some residual from where we were hitting over there. Oh, and that's slice moon. That's that hotkey. Then H, we can see the temperature. It is full. It is beginning to get a little cold. Turn the piece for trinkets off because we want to hold on to our approval for the whisker ships today and tomorrow. Row houses to go, or 11 row houses to go. Another 3 upgraded. Whisker ship has arrived. Want generally good trades. I don't necessarily need more people in the town, so we can just grab people who have good trades. Like this diligent farmer makes sense. Considerate makes sense. Diligent makes sense. There we go. Grabbed 4. Rest. That's good enough. I already had housing for them, so they're immediately housed. That's good to see. I think from a farming job standpoint... Yeah, if we've got excess farmers, I can say be looking for actual farm jobs. Construction workers. We got 3 farmers as construction workers, so if we want to get another farm going, we've got enough workers for that. Or another smokery. Actually, let's get another smokery going. If I can get a one making the skewers, that wouldn't be bad. And yeah, I don't think research... We're not... Oh, apparently we're out of, bronze... Oh no, it's fetching the bronze right now. So we're not out of it, but we're... Yeah, we got 94 in storage, so it's not a storage issue, it's a delivery issue. Okay. Camp idle, mining camp. Probably just been a while since I refreshed the mining designations. Yeah, looks like what it was. Oh, and apparently I am doing a job of processing the stone. The reserves are not quite as large as they used to be. And that's what these guys with clear-cutting terrain, so... And all the mushrooms went. A lot of the smoked fish is going. Although, some of them just eating the fish, because unsmoked fish. Which is fine, we got plenty of regular fish in the stockpile as well. Thanks, back up to max, that's good to see. You're done. We're going to set you on the mushroom recipe. We're going to get one person working there, and we're going to get another one trained to work the other spot. The gift teacher in the training spot. Oh, did I forget to expand the field? I think I did. There we go. Nice big field, 258 tiles. Only 27 mushrooms ready for harvest. Smuggler's back. Give you the woven cloaks. We'll ship you like 250 fuel. Give you like 20 tailored cloaks. And many ropes. Get down to like 200 planks. Now we'll just take 8. So we'll back off a little bit on the planks. We get full 8 bars there. Anyway, you can see some of the other stuff we could sell him if we were making it. If we were making furniture, fertilizer, more fancy food. But basically any of the cooked food we can ship him. Fancy meals, jam pastries, bread, mushrooms, hearty meals. Some of this is more or less renewable. Stuff that involves mining usually isn't renewable. Although most of the mining stuff is abundant enough that you don't worry necessarily about it being renewable. And then here's the tax man. So right now we're growing nothing. We're growing cotton for you, and trinkets we're making for you. So we're going to go for the high level, because I just want to clear the cotton out. We're just making it for export. Trinket's the same thing. It only has export value. And then the fish, I only really need to keep 200 fish on hand so that we've got enough for the smokeries to convert in smoked fish. So we can just go all the way up to this level here. Get the large shipment. To keep the taxman happy, I didn't need to ship that much. And then we'll go for the medium choice here. Again, I'm not too enthused about the fine tea. More interested in hardtack. Well, tea in general, tea's nice. And then tailored cloaks. No point in jumping the extra 2,000 value. Just for fine tea. If that was 51 tin, I'd probably go with this option. I think we're going to do a reroll here. For 3 days, mining is 30% faster. Not that interested in that. Fertilizers is maybe a little tempting. Distribute some of the fertilizer to the cropland. Yep, we'll go with this. Do fertilizer and the tin ore, because I'm a little bit worried about the amount of tin we have available. And then the Whisker ship. Gifted teacher. Educate Optimist, strong shoulders. Warm core, healthy. And we can send the rest away. So nothing more today. We got nothing tomorrow, and then it looks like we're getting into winter because we're seeing nothing about supply ships, and that would be the case. We're getting into winter. Which does definitely mean it is time to pop on the piecework trinkets for the winter. Oh, and we're actually backed up on bronze, so probably does mean it's time to get another couple industries going if we got the space for it. That's because I want scissors to be a thing. I just don't need that many scissors, apparently. So these guys are a little overly productive, which is fine. Get a couple more of these going, and we'll do fire tongs and nails. I suppose after nails, we're going to want the coppersmith, the carpenter, although I don't have furniture researched. That would be where we consume the nails. To make furniture. Oh, just noticed one of the bonfires I had, had a bonfire I missed? Oh, it's a chime. I'll leave the chime there. That was a bonfire I missed. Put some decorations out for them to enjoy walking past. Wrong way. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Forgetting about this area. Let's get some over here as well. Realizing I got a lot of planks and stuff we can invest in some decorations to make them a little bit happier. Okay, 111. And yeah, we can see the complaints about the pollution as we get into the colder weather. The fires come on because we don't have steam heating. We've got heating stoves. Yeah, I think I got most of the housing did. Debatable whether it's worth trying to heat the work sites. The problem with heating the work sites is it pisses them off because they don't like the pollution. Although, them being cold because the work site's cold also pisses them off, so definitely a trade-off there. And yeah, we can see the smog across the town from heating the town up. Oh, no, those are done. Need an apprentice to work any of these sites. Oh, you're going to be making tongs. And you're going to be making bronze nails. Do we have craftsmen of the appropriate type? Yes. And then the middle slot can be filled with anyone that is, well, anyone. Engineers work best. There we go. And then we will put limits on those so they don't make 600 of them. I don't think the fishing net maker has been online for like a year or two since we put the limit on because they've made like 600 fishing nets. Same thing with the scissors. I don't think those have been running for a while. We'll tell them, yeah, you can make like 100 fire tongs. Don't make more than that. We don't have any way to sell them. And then same thing with the nails. It's the nails. Bronze nails. There we go. And we'll let that get ahead a little bit, and then we'll go around. The tongs, I think, get used in the smelting, don't they? Yeah, we turn the fire tongs on to get higher yield from the ore furnaces. And we're still, from a technology standpoint, waiting on getting into Tier 2, which is where the non-polluting heat systems work. Although, I say non-polluting. I think the steam maker, the steam boiler makes pollution. But then that means you can move the pollution source away from those who don't want to be polluted. And pipe the steam around. Maybe an argument we could go for a little bit more high-quality food. In a way, that's what we're aiming for with this one over here. But click on it. This one over here. But the thing that's holding us up there is probably the lack of mushrooms. Probably not growing enough mushrooms. Oh, that pollution. Yeah. Approval's definitely down. We're now down to 2 plank row houses. Slowly upgrading them into stone row houses, which provides 1 more housing quality. Supplier has arrived. Again, I think we're still going to go for this medium option here. That'll actually provide us probably more approval in the form of availability of higher quality food. The hardtack, I believe, is still better food than the fish. Just the raw fish. I said I want to do something different about the staircase situation here. Although, actually, that's probably how I should do it. Let's get some more of the... Oh, because I'd be blocking entranceway to houses there. Forgot that we got some houses there. Wrong way. The long stairs. They climb faster, but of course, depending on how vertical the terrain you're working with is, that's hard to deal with, right? Yeah, the steeper ones are slower. We don't have all the fancy stone to do the fancy stone ones yet. Do you have enough to finish up the rest of these upgrades? All the row houses will be made of stone, made with stone. And the next batch of upgrades will be to abodes like these. The blank block houses, we've got 13 of those to upgrade. And then we'll have everything upgraded to Tier 3 as far as housing is concerned, which is the final housing upgrade tier, at least for the moment. Oh yeah, and you can see, now that we're in fall, we're going to hit with the mild pollution, because all the heaters going, so... We'd be making 500 more approval a day if we didn't have that pollution problem. Oh, and nauseating, so that's the next tier up. That's another 76 there. It's probably not going to get worse than that, but we're not necessarily going to be making much. Although we'll probably get some complaints about cold as we get later in the winter here. We have hit winter, so it's dropped to the point where the snow sticks. You can see where the heating ranges are. Again, I think we go to the housing heated, not the farms, of course. So some of the farms will partially work, some of the farms won't work at all. Because farms only work in places that are sufficiently warm. Oh, I forgot these houses over here. Let me get some over here as well. A fire tender. I need the heating stove, please. Of course, we're right out of range of... Okay. If I put it there, it'll get supported by the existing fire tender. I don't have to build a second one. Supply ship. Again, we're going to grab the medium one with the good old hardtack. And we're not expecting anything for another 3 days. And even then, it'll be a supply ship. Coming up more, I should probably go ahead and bring the stream to a close. We started a little bit early today, so we're going to end a little bit early. Probably play out the rest of this in-game day here. At some point, we'll get to play with the fancy new belt equipment they've added. They've added advanced belts. We've got drop-offs, extractors, filters, splitters, lift backs for moving stuff around. But that's presumably later in the tech tree. Right. It's not this tier. Oh, it is this tier. So it's upcoming tier. So maybe we'll work on that after we get the blast furnace, the steam power, the steam radiator, the gold smelting. We shall see. And if you caught it, there was a couple of the mice taking the slide down. There you go. A couple of the whiskers taking the slide down. Okay, this woodcutter needs access to more trees. I think we'll move you up into that area over here. See how that works for you. And yeah, we'll see what the approval is tonight. Definitely got plenty of fish. So, no hungry whiskers here. Okay, day 114 has ended. Okay, so we got about 600, almost 700 approval. Again, the main drag on us is pollution. Let's see, we're almost losing, probably, literally losing 600 of our negative 1,400 thoughts is coming from pollution. So if we get to the steam, which sadly probably won't be this winter, probably be next winter, we'll have steam heating. We'll have lots of approval at that point. But here at the beginning of day 115 is where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in, bringing this recording session to an end. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll be picking up next time, which would be, for you, will be tomorrow, in the winter of year 4. If you're watching on Twitch, this is where the stream is going to come to an end. If you have any comments you want to get responded to live, now is a good time to leave them. As I'm seeing that the ads are actually playing. Whoops. Oh, I think they just ended. But yeah, if you got any comments you want responded to, now is probably a good time to leave them. Tomorrow is going to be Terra Invicta. I got to figure out how to deal with that kinetic fleet. Wednesday is going to be Panzer Corps 2. We got to cross the Mississippi, and then I think it's the West Coast. And then we'll be done with Panzer Corps 2. So I think Wednesday will be the day we finish the Panzer Corps 2. Thursday will be Whiskerwood. No. Thursday will be Shadow Empire. Let me correct that. I need to update the schedule. Thursday will be Shadow Empire. Friday will be Whiskerwood. Yes. Saturday will probably be Terra Invicta. And then Sunday will be what replaces Panzer Corps 2. Because Panzer Corps 2 I know is going to finish on Wednesday. Not so sure about Terra Invicta. We could technically finish Terra Invicta on tomorrow. I suspect it will go probably 2 more parts. I've got to deal with that kinetic fleet, and then it's probably going to take two streams worth of flying the rest of the way out of the system here to finish Terra Invicta up. But I think that's the upcoming schedule for the rest of the week. As soon as I end the stream here, I'm going to go update the schedule, because the schedule on Twitch is out of date. If you're watching this live on YouTube, or within the first like 24 hours it goes up on YouTube, I think whatever will replace Panzer Corps 2 should be being streamed that night. I think this goes live at 9 a.m. the day we replace Panzer Corps 2 on Sunday, for this part specifically. Twitch chat's asking me any thoughts on what I want to do after Panzer Corps 2. I haven't really decided. So if you've got suggestions, I'm open to suggestions. Although the suggestions are probably going to get tempered by what I actually have downloaded and installed to play. I'm tempted at some point to go back and do another second Rome run, because they've added more to that game since the last time we played it. Tempted to go back and do Frostpunk 2. It's been a while since we did Frostpunk 2, and they've added a whole bunch to Frostpunk 2. But yeah, if you're watching on Twitch and you got any suggestions, feel free to leave them as a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, by the time you're watching this, I presumably have decided what we're going to be playing that night. Although if you leave a comment and I see it before I've made that decision, I'll definitely put it into the run. Team RMB from Twitch chat is suggesting another Humankind run. Maybe I'll think about that. I do have that still installed, so that's really easy to do. So yeah, if no one else makes any suggestions, I will probably do Humankind. Spoilers for YouTube if you are watching this before we do that run. If no one else brings up suggestions, I'll probably do Humankind. We'll see if I can do a different victory type than last time. We did, well, I say different victory type. Different sort of modus operandi for getting that victory. We did a sort of militaristic one last time, and the previous time was just sort of winging it, I think, honestly. But we'll see if we can try to do it a little bit differently. We won't try to do the same Civ lineup again. But yeah, with that, let me go ahead. I'll unpause so we get a little more audio going here with the game. If you leave the game paused too long, the audio cuts out. I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream. And with that, bye for now.